So, first thing. Everybody has got to see it before it moves on. Everybody's got to see it before it moves on. Isn't that interesting for y'all? Did I give y'all time to write that down? Since we just now did that, just now. We're going to start our bill in the house. There's a thing called an appropriations bill. Appropriations. Having to say it slow while you write it is like counting while you dance.
1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Kind of the same thing. I can't spell, can't dance. And if you see somebody that you know that they can't dance, you see them counting.
Cut that rug.
On my bragging montage, y'all know who Pam Minnick is?
Huh?
Pam Minnick. I don't know if she still does it. She used to be the rodeo announcer. She used to do all the rodeos. Her husband owns Billy Bob's. I danced with her daughter one time, and her daughter said, "You're a good dancer." So I figured I got that going for me. Appropriations bill. An appropriations bill is any bill that spends money. There are some bills. What is a bill?
A law.
It's trying to become a law.
Oh,
A bill is in the process of becoming a law. So any bill that spends taxpayer dollars is an appropriations bill. It has to start in the House. Yes, we're going to do that sometime. Now what happens is somebody in the House and somebody in the Senate will get together and say, hey, we're going to start this bill. You start it in the Senate so we can get this thing going. They can start simultaneously at the same time and go on at the same time, but it's got to start in the House for sure. Does that make sense? All right. In the House, the first step is step number 1, and I've never numbered these ones. Step number 1, the bill has to be presented. The bill's got to be presented. You got to get the floor, make your motion, and you present your bill. I guess it's the best way I can think of it. You present your bill. You offer your bill. They read it on the floor of the House, and they give a copy to the Speaker of the House. So the bill's got to be presented. Then the Speaker decides what to do with it. Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House. Jonathan Ryan presents his bill. She looks at it and goes, throws it in the trash. Maybe not. But that can happen. A lot of times the Speaker will take it and go, we hate that. Throw it in the trash. Nothing has to happen. It can stop right here. If the Speaker decides to do something with it, the Speaker will send it to a committee. Oh, I forgot about this. We do get to have a tiny little sliver of interesting, or maybe even fun today. Sometimes the Speaker will send it to a committee and tell who. Okay, Nancy Pelosi is a Democrat. Every committee has a majority of what on it in the House? Democrats. So she'll send it to a committee and say, or if it's a Republican, the Speaker will send a committee and tell them, hey, don't do anything with this. To make it look like they're really trying. At any point here, it could just stop. There's no guarantee this thing is going to go all the way. More often than not, it's not going to go all the way. So they send it to a committee. The committee has multiple bills to look at. You don't give it the whole house to look at it and decide, because there's multiple bills out there. So you don't ask 435 people to look at every single bill. You take these bills and send it to the committees and let them break it down, and then they report back to the whole house. So you're not looking at every single bill as a representative. Your committee is looking at them, and then they're telling you what this bill said, and they're telling you what this bill said. Does that make sense?
Okay. I would not want to be doing that job.
No. Plus you're wearing a tie.
So confusing.
Yes. Plus you're wearing a tie.
No, they don't.
No. You're being asked questions all the time.
I wear ties for one
I do for sports banquets.
I do it for weddings.
I don't for weddings. I quit doing it for weddings.
Starched overalls, Crocs, and a cowboy hat. With American Crocs.
Did you know I got a free hat the other day? Justin Thomason, he's a big deal at Resistol. He makes, he's like a big wig. He made me like a personalized hat.
Oh, yeah?
It's like an olive color, it's like a new color they have. Give you free. Just coach somebody and teach somebody that goes on to be a big wig somewhere, and they'll make one for you. They create a subcommittee. What's a subcommittee?
Small one?
Yeah. They pick 2 or 3 people and say, okay, here, y'all look at this bill. And these 2, y'all look at this one. And then they look at it and report to the committee.
I'm such an
No, you're not. You can't get on the
I was
list.
late to class because I went back and got my math, and I totally forgot.
It's okay.
I,
It's better to have 2 than have none. Where was I? Yeah, I don't ever think about any mask anywhere. And so I'll go to town and I'm like, well, I don't have nothing. What?
I do.
Don't give them that.
No. So I should lie and lie and just lie.
That's-
In the committees, they do 4 things to the bills. Crat. They are going to crat the bills. I made this up several years ago.
Is that why you trademarked it?
Yes. It's not officially trademarked, but feel free to use it. Within these bills, within these committees, they are going to change the bills. They're going to rewrite these bills. They are going to add to these bills, and they are going to take away. So by the time the bill, if the bill leaves this committee, it will be sometimes completely different than how it got there. They'll take stuff out. They'll add things in. They'll change what it might not even be the same bill at all. Everybody with me so far? Part of this crap that they're doing, and you might put another letter there sometimes. I'm with you. There are things, and I don't even know what they call these anymore. There is pork barrel, earmarks, yeah, pork barrel, earmark. A lot of times bills are called pork. Yeah. What do you know about pork?
They're not good.
Well, no. Pork is good. What?
I hate pork. You never
Rankin.
had pork.
That's a huge wall between us now.
I can't. I don't like it because when I used to judge meat, like looking at the pig carcasses.
Okay, I understand. Yes.
Nasty.
Yes, I know. Oh yeah, I got you. I don't like to know. I don't like to look. Just cook it and give it to me. I don't want to see. I don't
It's
want to
just
know.
pigs, though.
Um, It's good, but it's got a lot of excess fat. So all these bills have a lot of excess fat added to it. Earmarks. All right, let's say I propose this bill. I've got to get everybody to vote for this, right? I've got to get Congress to vote for my bill for it to go on. So I'm going to go around and ask, hey, Kayla, will you please vote for my bill? And she might go, well, possibly. I have a bill going through that I would like passed. Would you vote for that one? And I might say, okay, yes. Not even knowing what it is. And I agree to vote for her bill because I need her to vote for my bill. A lot of times congressmen vote for things they don't necessarily like because they made a deal to get something they did like. That makes sense. Maybe Cutler says, I would love to vote for that. I need a bridge built in my district. Okay, let's stick that in there. So one of the little things in the bill, we're going to build a bridge in district number or whatever. So all that kind of stuff gets added. And it ends up being a whole lot more than what it started out being. That's where you get the earmarks. I don't know why they're called earmarks, other than maybe like when you fold the page over and it holds it. I don't know. Or pork barrel spending. That's what they.
They both deal with pigs. They both deal with pigs.
They both
deal with pigs.
Yes. Okay. You know little floppy earmarks. Okay. Yeah. Did you cut the? Yeah, I never thought of that. Cutler is the smartest senior.
Yes. I made it on the list.
What a week. Tony Cox and Cutler Jenkins are the two smartest seniors. Did you ever think you hear that one?
But you'll never hear that again. But this is one time.
Your brother, Cutler. I think you've heard that one.
Your brother.
Your brother.
Which one?
Well, big brother. Not little brother. One time your brother did something right. And I actually said, I was being sarcastic. I said, everybody act like Jenkins. Of course, he took that, and I think that was like his quote or something. Because a lot of times I say things I regret. So, the bills, the committee's going to craft the bills. Does that make sense? It might go through several committees. Maybe several committees. It doesn't have to go through several committees, but maybe it will. It has to go through the House Rules Committee. I don't know what number I'm on. They don't know what I'm on.
3.
I really shouldn't have started this numbering garbage. It has to go through the House Rules Committee. The House Rules Committee is the gas pedal and the brakes.
Is Nancy Pelosi the head of that committee?
She's the head of everything. She's the Speaker of the House. So the Speaker of the House, a member of the majority party, that's really who's running everything. The majority party runs everything. The Speaker is the mouthpiece of the majority party. What's a gas pedal do?
Makes you go.
Makes the car go faster. What's the brakes do? Slows it down. The House Rules Committee's job is to put the bills on the calendar. What that means is put them in order that they're going to vote on it. I have to tell you. The secret, you just show them the paper. They can. They decide when this bill is going to get voted on. If the majority party doesn't like this bill, where are they going to put it? At the bottom. And they'll never get to it. So just because they put it on the calendar doesn't mean it's going to get voted on. If they want it to get voted on, where do they put it? We're voting on it tomorrow. It doesn't go chronological. It goes whenever they want to put it. They can put it in the middle, they can put it at the end, they can put it at the beginning.
I want this bill to be March.
Now they've got to vote on it. Is there a guarantee the House is going to vote on this bill? No, there's no guarantee. But let's say it does. So the House votes on it. If they vote no, that's it. You could start it over, but that's it. If they vote yes, now, yes, go to the Senate. We have House Bill number whatever. House Bill number whatever. Yesterday, I believe the House voted on another coronavirus stimulus package. It was $2.2 trillion. The Senate has voted on one a month ago, 3 weeks ago. House doesn't like the Senate doesn't like the House. The House voted on one this summer, 3-point-something trillion. The Senate voted on one that was like $1 trillion in August. So, what the House votes on and what the Senate votes on doesn't matter. It has to go through both of them. Does that make sense? So they got House Bill number whatever. Now we go to the Senate. In the Senate, what's the first thing that's got to happen to this bill? It's got to be presented. A senator has to sponsor it. No matter what, senator has to sponsor it. So it could have started at the same time, or they could have brought this House bill over and Senator whatever is going to present this bill to the Senate. So we got to present the bill in the Senate. Who is going to decide what to do with this bill? Yesterday we talked about who does stuff in the House and who does stuff in the Senate. No, because the Vice President's not a member of the, they just bang the gavel. Who is in charge of the Senate? The majority leader. The majority leader in the Senate decides what to do with this bill.
So do we have like an actual leader of the majority party?
Yes, that is Mitch McConnell. He's been in the Senate since I've been coherent about government stuff. All these people are. These are the same names. Now there's a couple that have come and gone, but these are the same people that we've been dealing with. Who's that?
Ted Cruz.
No. But like Nancy Pelosi, been around for 20, 30 years. Joe Biden.
47.
Yes. Joe Biden, way before it. He ran for president in '88. He wasn't a young man then. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Being president is a horrible, crappy job. And look at how we treat the people who are running for president. And it ruins your life. Why in the world would any good, decent person with a decent life want to do that to themselves? You know? All right. I would never, and I wouldn't know what to do. But if I chose to run for president, does that mess anybody else up? Is that going to mess up little Christy's life? Is that going to mess up little Titan's life? You're gone, so it really doesn't matter. But still, it ruined his life. Oh, you know, whatever. So, anyhow, it goes through the same process in the committees like it did in the House. So, same stuff in the committees. What does committees do?
What are they doing with the bill?
Yeah, what do they do with the bill? Crap. What happens to the bills in the committees? Crap. Everybody said, ready, go. Crap. Okay. What's crap mean? Change, rewrite, and to take away. These bills, this House bill, if the House bill came to the Senate, by the time it's done, is it anywhere near what the House, is the Senate bill anywhere near what the House bill was? No. Because they're going to take away that bridge. And they're going to take this away, and they're going to add their own bridge. They're going to add their own stuff in there. So if it makes it through the process, the Senate eventually possibly will vote.
After majority, after.
What's that?
What's the word after majority?
I'm sorry, leader. Majority leader.
Thank you.
The only good thing about you being president is you can have season tickets to the back.
You can't go.
Why not?
What would happen if a president decided to go to a ball game? They have to shut everything down. And they have to... Presidents can't... I mean, sometimes they might could go to one, but it completely destroys and disrupts and ruins the experience for everybody else that goes. Because they have to shut down traffic. They have to... I mean, every single person going in there would have to be multiply screened, checked.
But if you were president, you wouldn't make that happen because you say I'm not a big deal, so you would just walk in there.
But you're not, you as president, you don't get to decide anything. The Secret Service tells you how the cow ate the cabbage.
Didn't Trump go to the national championship?
Did he? I don't remember. Sometimes they do stuff, but
They usually go to the big one.
they gripe. Okay, there was people get on. President Obama went to church one time. He ain't going to church the whole time he's been president. Well, no. For a president to go to church,
The church has.
it would ruin everything. So it just they shut everything down. And whatever. All right, so let's say the Senate votes yes, and now we have Senate bill number whatever. So now we have House bill number whatever and Senate bill number whatever. What do you think they're going to do? What would you do? Do we need two bills? What do we need? We need one bill. So they create a conference committee.
Put them together.
It is made up of representatives and senators. Who would be for sure one of the representatives on this committee? The person that started it. Your bill, you get to be on the committee. Who's going to be a senator for sure on this?
The sponsor.
Person that started the Senate bill. You're going to have Republicans, you're going to have Democrats. And they are going to try to work to put together what's called a compromise bill. At any time in this process, it could end. It might die. It might fail. But usually by the time it gets to this, well, I'm not even going to say that. I'll say it later. So let's say they decide and they come together, and I don't even know what it's called. Let's say compromise bill number whatever. Remember what I told you at the first. What's everybody have to do? Everybody's got to see before it moves on. Has anybody seen this bill yet? No. So where's it got to go? Back to the House and the Senate. So this bill gets sent back to the House and the Senate, and they will vote on it. These people go back to the House and they say, look, we lost some of our stuff, but we got to keep this, this, and this. It's the best we can do. The senators go back and say, look, we lost this, this, and this, but we got to keep this, this, and this. It's the best we can do. Usually by the time it gets to this, it's going to work. It doesn't always get to this, but by the time if it's going here, most of the times it works. So if they vote yes, now we have a bill. So they vote, it has to be a majority of both. Majority of the House has to say yes, majority of the Senate has to say yes.
2/3 or like?
No, like a
51?
51%. I literally did skip every day of government school. There might be some things that take a bigger majority. Like in the Senate, it used to be a 60 vote majority to vote in a Supreme Court nominee. But for a bill, it's just 51%. It has to be a majority. So now what's gonna happen?
Now it's gotta go to the president.
Bill goes to the president. And I think I'm gonna teach every single one of y'all something. I think there's something you may never have heard of before. Goes to the president. President has a choice to make. What's the choice?
Veto.
Veto. And it goes back, right? It never gets voted or overridden. Once or twice in a lifetime. Or the president can sign it, and it becomes a law. There's a third thing that can happen.
Judas.
Hey, pretty good. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yes. Yes, sir. It kind of got away in the 8th period, but they played it good. Missed him on defense. They fought pretty well. I was proud of them. I heard that. Wow. Yes, so we have ours too. All right. Oh no.
Tracy, where were you at yesterday?
I was listening.
Okay, there's a third thing the president can do if the time is right. All right, Congress is going to adjourn. You know what adjourn means? You stop, you end, and you leave. Okay, so if this is an election year, so this year they will adjourn. I don't know, sometimes they come back for a special session, but if a bill gets to the president within 10 days of Congress adjourn. In other words, if they get the bill to the president too late, say they adjourn October 30th, and the bill gets to the president October 27th, the president does not have to do anything with it. That's called a pocket veto.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
They said that they had October 30th, and they sent it to
This is designed to get Congress off its butt and get some things done throughout the year instead of waiting until the end and throwing 700 bills at the president. Now, why doesn't the president just veto? That's what he says, or she says. This is to protect, the president will come on, Mr. President, I noticed you did not make a decision on bill, whatever. He goes, oh man, I wish I had time to look at that, but they didn't give me time. I would love to make a decision on this bill, but I just did not have the time to do it. if the president makes a decision, if a politician makes a decision, what's the outcome? Half the people are pissed, half the people are happy. Right? If you don't make a decision, you don't tick anybody off. Now, the spoiler alert is the president and the Congress are constantly communicating and constantly negotiating, and everybody knows exactly what's on every bill. Because Congress will say, okay, we're going to put this in here. The president says, I'll veto it. It's not luxurious enough. And they won't. And so sometimes they'll send a bill up there on purpose to force the president to make a decision on it, knowing the president's going to veto that. They know exactly what's on it. But the purpose of this pocket veto when they developed it was to make sure not everything gets to the president at the very end. So they get stuff during the year also. The president can sign it and it be a law. But this gives the president the out and they don't have to veto it. They can just put it in their pocket, stick it in their desk, forget about it, and it doesn't become a law. Does that kind of make some sense? Okay. All right. Good enough?